Welcome to the Zebra Family channel. If you have not subscribed, please click the like button, share and subscribe. It's free.
Black people are hated everywhere. You go to America, you go to Britain, you go to Europe, everywhere. When they see a black person, they see a reject. How can we be hated all over and still be hated at home? Where we're supposed to love one another, let us defend the unity of Africa. Kwame Nkrumah fought for this unity. Julius Nyerere fought for this unity. Gaddafi fought for this unity. Why must we be divided as Africans? We must love ourselves. Black people are hated everywhere. You go to America, you go to Britain, you go to Europe, everywhere. When they see a black person, they see a reject. How can we be hated all over and still be hated at home? Where we're supposed to love one another, let us defend the unity of Africa. Kwame Nkrumah fought for this unity. Julius Nyerere fought for this unity. Gaddafi fought for this unity. Why must we be divided as Africans? We must love ourselves.
I always get a principal amazing amount of appreciation what has been done over the last 30 years, particularly compared to the development in other African countries in the same period of time. But to be honest, there are two concerns which I hear more often, including the first 24 hours of my visit just now. And this is the concern on increasing Chinese influence in the country and a concern on increasing corruption. And some even assuming that there might be a connection between the two developments.
It assumes Africans are children still. They are not mature. They cannot deal with the world powers. They will be ill-treated and fooled as small kids. That's what it implies. Europeans can deal with Chinese. Maybe they are mature, they will know where to keep them. But since Africans are poor, they will have to bribe and so on. When I went to China when I was Minister of Trade, when there was nearly a fight for Chinese coming on trading, competing with small Namibian people, I went there and said that before you fight, let me go and tell the Chinese what they are doing here. And I told them, you are not obeying our laws. We have to pay overtime. We have conditions for you to treat our people, the workers, and don't bring wheelbarrow pushers. We already have high unemployment. Now you are bringing people to go and push wheelbarrows. Come and invest. We are open to everybody. We are saying we are child of international solidarity, friend to all, enemy to none. But Germany cannot. We have a problem with Germany, solve it. The genocide issue, let's solve it. Not Chinese, let's solve our problem. We have a big problem. Big problem, indeed. Chinese even caused genocide here, so far. We're not going to allow them because we are independent.
George Hendricks, Napa News, Windhoek.
Born Member of Parliament, Karamba Diaby, has announced his decision to step away from politics after enduring years of racist abuse. The 62-year-old MP, who began his tenure in 2013, has communicated that he will not be contesting in the upcoming federal election. The MP says that he and his team have been subjected to hate mail, racist name-calling, and even death threats. Our next report explains the MP's turbulent political career.
On a cloudy morning in September 2013, a chemist born in Senegal received a warm welcome in Germany's parliament. Karamba Diaby was elected as the country's first member of parliament with African roots. On being asked how he felt about his election, he said there's a bit of excitement, there's curiosity, and of course about what's coming. But little did he know, the turmoil in his political career had just started. Soon after taking his seat, Karamba Diaby was beaten up. He received death threats and insulting emails and was left scarred for being a black man. An alarm was raised when the German MP discovered bullet holes in the windows of his constituency office. Taking to social media, Diaby wrote that he was horrified and shocked with the hate he was receiving. But nothing shunted his morale, and he vowed to fight back. However, very soon a series of death threats quickly took over Diaby's political career. On a near-daily basis, he was intimidated up to an extent that Germany had to toughen online speech laws. Diaby had become prey to virtual haters who were time and again criticizing him for his race and his color. In February 2020, the German government approved a new package of measures instructing social media networking firms such as Facebook and Twitter, now X, to quickly remove any offending content intimidating any German politician. But shockwaves were sent across the country when just last year Karamba Diaby reported that his offices had been targeted in another arson attack. While everyone escaped unhurt, Diaby said his offices would be out of service for some time. And now, after years of torture and racial discrimination, German MP Karamba Diaby has resigned. He announced that he would not stand in next year's federal election. Diaby's decision came just weeks after he laid out a litany of hate messages that he and his staff received. Though he claims that the racist slurs and death threats were not the main reasons for his latest decision. However, it is widely believed that they have played a part in Diaby wanting to walk away from politics. Working alongside the Social Democrats Party for nearly 2 decades, Diaby promised to remain active in the SPD campaigns, especially in the coming 15 months leading to the elections in September 2025.
Emily, let's talk about what is real about racism going on. More especially in South Africa Parliament. We have people in Parliament as MPs who have been painting their faces black. We've got Glenys Breakenback, who insulted the public protector of South Africa in Parliament, uttering racist words towards her. But the Parliament of South Africa is still keeping those kind of people and expect change. And we have seen such people being promoted to levers of power in South Africa, let alone South Africa. Let's come to Julius Malema. Julius Malema has been saying all this for the longest time, and he has been labeled racist by the DA for whatever he's been saying about the land not being distributed equally amongst the people of South Africa, the land that was stolen, and saying all these kind of things. He is labeled racist. And he's being hated. A lot of things, and DA always say EFF is #1 enemy of the DA. So there's a lot that has been said about Julius Malema, but he has never been shaken about what they are saying. And he stood up on his words. See what is happening in Germany. One time, Julius Malema, during the 10th anniversary, he was confronted by a Germany, I think it was a Germany consular in South Africa, who asked questions to Julius Malema. And Julius Malema, even then, he crashed that Germany. But looking at their house in Germany, it doesn't look bright as people could portray. When looking at the story of Karamba Diaby, who's been racially profiled, being an MP in the Parliament of Germany, a black first African MP in Germany Parliament. He has been through a lot until he decided to put down and resign. So looking at all these instances, we realize that what is happening in Germany, the late president of Namibia, when he was visited by one high profile from Germany, he alluded to some things that he has noticed that in Namibia, there were a lot of Chinese modern Germans. I didn't understand why he was saying this to the president of Namibia, but when you look at it, it's about control and power. But forgetting about things that Germany did to Namibians. There's genocide that was conducted by Germans in Namibia. They have forgotten about it. And the late president put that man in his place. Family, listening to all of this, what is your conclusion? What do you think about all this? Let us comment respectfully, like, share, and subscribe. I love you all. Bravo, bravo. Nintanda Otando love. Bravo, bravo.